Hey everyone, and welcome back. So today I want to talk about the update to the Nintendo Switch Online service that was just announced a couple of days ago. And I think that right now everyone is so focused on the possibility of Nintendo announcing a Nintendo Switch successor that people aren't realizing that this is a pretty massive update. Maybe not massive quantity-wise, but definitely massive quality-wise. Because ever since Nintendo announced the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack, we knew we were supposed to eventually get Golden Sun. However, they had never announced the date. Well, guess what? They finally did. It's going to be on January 17th. We are finally going to be getting Golden Sun, but not only the first game, we're also going to be getting Golden Sun: The Lost Age. And before we actually jump in, you know what? I do want to say January is normally a very dead month for gaming. And so far, January this year, especially where we are in the Switch's life cycle, has turned out to be a surprising month. We already have a great game lined up for next week, which is the new Prince of Persia game. And now we're getting one of the most hotly anticipated Game Boy Advance games that was announced for the Nintendo Switch Online service. So now let's jump into why these games are so iconic. And just remember, if you are liking the content, hit the like button and subscribe if you aren't already. Now, both these games are a mesmerizing duo of JRPGs that really managed to capture the hearts of gamers when they originally came out. They were hailed for their innovative gameplay, deep storytelling, and for the Game Boy Advance, what was considered some pretty captivating graphics. And you know what? The first game in the series actually set the bar high right away, with a very intricate plot and character development that was pretty dynamic. The game sent you on a thrilling journey, often centered around the magical abilities known as Psi Energy, which were like a mix of magic meets psychic abilities. There were also very many challenging puzzles throughout the gameplay, which really had you scratching your head at times, and an engaging turn-based combat system. The world of Wayard was really brought to life with great visuals, but to top it all off, an absolutely beautiful soundtrack, and it really made the adventure feel unique and immersive. Now, with all that being said, in the second game, The Lost Age, they actually managed to elevate the experience even further. Because the second game did exactly what a sequel should and build upon all the foundations of the predecessor with an expanded world and even more complex puzzles and mechanic, and once again, a great storyline. And although the sequel definitely introduced new characters and new Psi Energy abilities, at the same time it really felt cohesive, offering a fresh perspective while maintaining the essence of the original game. A lot of RPGs like to throw away what happened in the previous game, but this one didn't do that. It really offered a satisfying continuity for the fans. And personally, I'm really looking forward to seeing how the graphics translate over to the Nintendo Switch. Because we're going to take a few moments here of honesty. I don't think the game is going to look all that great in dock mode because the graphics were originally made for the Game Boy Advance screen, which is a very small screen. However, in my opinion, it will look very good in handheld mode and will probably be the best way to play the game. I'm also really looking forward to seeing how the soundtrack actually sounds coming from the Nintendo Switch, because once again, the Game Boy Advance didn't have the best speakers in the world. Something that will definitely be an upgrade on the Nintendo Switch itself, and maybe even if you're playing it through a sound system or through headphones, can be even better. Another great thing about these games is that previously they were pretty much locked to the Game Boy Advance. Obviously, you could emulate them, but if we're talking about playing them on original hardware, it was almost impossible unless you bought the cartridges. And you know what? They aren't the most pricey of games. They run around $35 for a loose cart a piece, but nonetheless, having them included on the Nintendo Switch Online service is going to be a big plus. And you know what? If you're looking for something to fill your month of January, this is actually going to be offering quite a bit of gaming. Now, I did remember that the games were fairly long for the Game Boy Advance. I had to check how long to beat to make sure that memory was serving me well. And you know what? The first game actually offers generally between 20 to 25 hours of gameplay. And the second one, even between 30 to 35 hours of gameplay. So we're probably looking at a minimum of 50 hours of gameplay if you want to play through both games. And you know what? I think Nintendo knew what they were doing by releasing this in the month of January, where things are generally very quiet, because finally people will most likely have the time to actually play these games. By the way, in case you didn't know, there's also a third entry in the series. However, that one was released on Nintendo DS, so currently no plans to see that one coming to the Nintendo Switch. But it's actually a pretty decent game as well. However, I have a sort of soft spot for the first two games. Now, I do want to mention that it is unfortunate that these games, you do need to have the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pass. If you have the basic Nintendo Switch Online, unfortunately, that doesn't give you access to the Game Boy Advance games. You will have to have the expansion pass activated on your system. But if you've been waiting to play these games, you know what? It might be worth paying for a month or two of the service. And although I'm super excited for the release of the two Golden Sun games, I would have really liked Nintendo to think of the people who have the regular Nintendo Switch Online service and at least give them maybe one or two games for the month. You know, not just focus on the expansion pack, but, you know, I guess you can't win them all. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Are you going to be playing Golden Sun when it comes out on the 17th? Let me know in the comments down below. And on the way out, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you aren't already, and click on that notification bell so you know when all my future content comes out. And as usual, I hope I'll see you in my next video.